Hola, hola. Hey, what's up? What's up? You're going to do what? Live and let live? Fiwa? No, sir. Let me hail up everybody in the class. Yes, I am going to have a little conversation with all of you. Big up yourself, live and let live. Hi, Melanie. What's up? 115 Sweet Lips. Big up yourself. Janoda. Hi. Angela. Big up yourself. Jeanette Johnson. What's going on? You good? I see you. M Stain. What's up? All my members, them come out. Yeah, I love that. Empress. Big up yourself. Andrea Holness. I like your surname. Big up yourself, my love. Big up yourself. All right. There's a few things I wanted to catch up with you guys on because, as you know, I was away for Valentine's. We had a long weekend away, and then after that, I had some decorating to do. I had to change his flooring, and I did up my studio area as well. So when I go proper, live, you guys will get to see it. It looks so nice. I've got one more string of LED lights I need to put up. The kind of LED lights from I buy, it too short, a longer piece. So there's that. So I have been busy. And yeah, I had the video that I dropped about Jaden, I had that to drop from before, after the first thing that Andre did. I may never get a chance to upload it. So it upload, but it's kind of late in sync with other things, but it's okay. But yeah, I am back now. And me catch up. Me catch up on a few things, my loves. Me catch up on a few things. Thank you so much for reminding them to hit up the like button. So, what a piece of excitement Miss Ellis is creating with Shawn and Karen. So, I had the pleasure, or I don't even know if pleasure is the right word, to sit down and listen because I don't follow up Miss Ellis. I have spoken on Miss Ellis before. Is it Miss or Mrs.? I don't want Miss Titler. I have listened to her before and I have commented before about Shawn and Karen. Um, but then I kind of just leave them alone because I see Mrs. Ellis as somebody who she does her charity, she does her thing, and she does it her way. And really and truly, charity monitoring is not my job. That's not what my platform is about. And so I'm leave her for the thing. But yes, Mrs. Ellis, I kick up a storm over upon the various platforms with Shawn and Karen. So I listened in on um Karen's live not too long ago on TikTok. I listened for an extended period of time just to hear what is this content all about that has everybody all in a uproar. Mixie Diva, she did put up a question about whether or not Shawn and Karen were being exploited. Do people think that the use of them for content creation is a fair thing or whatever? And I did make a comment on that saying that, listen, you see, because me personally, I am not helping them, nor am I using my platform to help them. I do not believe I am in a position to speak on the matter. Because at the end of the day, the only questions that can be raised is how much money are they making and whether or not that money is mostly going towards them. But that has to be something that's agreed between Mrs. Ellis, Karen, and Shawn. And I don't have any insight to it, so I'm really not gonna talk. You understand? And I just feel leave it alone because I ain't helping them and I'm not using my platform to help them. And what would their quality of life be without a Mrs. Ellis involved? It wouldn't be great. It'd be less than great. You understand? All right. Jamaica is a very difficult place when it comes to mental health. It's a very difficult place when it comes to poverty and mental health combined, even doubly so. And our society is extremely insensitive, um, undereducated about how to handle mental health issues. We are often very dismissive of it. We still have people that we run from and call madman or madwoman on the street. There is very little empathy. They are usually the brunt holders of mockery, comedy, and even abuse. This is not news. This has been going on from time in memoriam. I remember as a little girl, we had even certain caricatures that were based on mental health, like Black Heart Man. You remember Black Heart Man? Hmm. Big up yourself, Lala. I remember Black Heart Man. Oh, we used to run from Black Heart Man. I'll up to this day, me not see who name so. Black Heart Man who used to unalive kids and take out their heart and fry it up with dumpling. Mm-hmm. Them things used to scare us, right? And it really was about our attitude and mindset when it came to the mentally impaired. And I'm not saying that you can compare Shawn and Karen to Black Heart Man, none at all. But when I listened in on Karen's live today, some of the things that Karen was saying showed me that there was some cognitive delay. I wouldn't say that Karen is so mentally unsound that she does not know that she is exposed on social media, that people are watching her, that she's interacting with others about her life. I think there is a level of awareness there. But in terms of the long term understanding of how this impacts on her or even Shawn and how it impacts on him, I don't necessarily think their cognitive um, approach would fathom that. Their level of understanding would fathom that. Now, does it deny the fact that these are still two adults? No. And within that, they have got particular rights. They have got rights and they have got the ability to use their will and to choose. I do not have any judgment of Mrs. Ellis, so to speak, unless that will is being denied. Now, because I haven't been following it up and I haven't been watching, I haven't seen situations where the will has been denied. If Uno know otherwise, Uno can tell me in the comments. But really and truly, either way you take it, I see two people who would normally be on the streets up to no good, developing some level of productivity. It's like say me feel like me can't bash Mrs. Ellis if there is no other recourse in terms of helping um uh Shawn and Karen to live a better standard of life. So for that she has to be given her flowers, but with a caution. Mrs. Ellis, I'm sure you have heard this a million times. And so me saying it is not going to sound strange. I just want to know if, despite providing for their material needs, their developmental needs, meaning that making them fit for purpose in society, giving them jobs, things to do that makes them productive and so on. Apart from that, has there been any kind of line of inquiry into providing them with professional counseling and help outside of social media? Is just a question. And there is nothing wrong with that question because they are truly loved on social media. From what I can see with the reaction of the public, them truly adore these two. They find them so comical. Some of my graduates are addicted to watching them. I personally wouldn't feature them because I genuinely have got a thing about using people who are mentally or cognitively delayed or challenged as content. That's me. I feel uncomfortable. And that is a part of my educational background, my SEN training, that to me, these people, they need to be protected from vulnerable situations. And to me, that being on the internet is a vulnerable situation in itself. This is nothing to do with what Mrs. Ellis chooses to do. She chooses to do it. She chooses to do it. If she doesn't, it's her prerogative. It's between her and them. But I personally would not do that. The interesting thing is that both Mrs. Ellis and I are from an education background. Mrs. Ellis is probably still a teacher, I don't know. In the classroom, I am not, but I'm still in education. At the end of the day, the principles that are taught here in the UK may be somewhat different from that in Jamaica or wherever Mrs. Ellis got her training. But it would be prioritized over in these neck of the woods for them to be accessing things like counseling, you know, proper health care mentally and physically, right? Before or during their development of content. Shawn and Karen are not the first um cognitively challenged characters to be featured on social media. Lots of them exist and they make content using these people all the time. There are parents who have their disabled children as content, and it might be innocently in terms of showing people their day-to-day struggles with them and how they develop, how they reason. It could be about, you know, how funny they are despite the fact that they have got challenges, and they still build content with them, right? Look at little T3, who I follow. T3, when he does his funny little dance, when he's wearing his halo on his head, whenever he's eating good food, it is a funny moment, yes, but there is empathy because we know that physically he's impaired and challenged, enjoy life despite these challenges, and his mother makes contact with him every day. Is that exploiting? Is that exploiting? You know? You understand? So, yes, she has provided that for them. Okay, wonderful, Zenergy. Thank you. So, if that is the case, then we ain't got no issue. If those things have been provided for them, I don't know why people are bashing Mrs. Ellis or making her look as though she's taking advantage if that has been, in fact, provided. And they have been passed with a thumbs up that they are fit and able to make decisions for themselves. But honestly, you know, when me and listen Karen, you know, the thing that what she say, Mr. Jesus speak, does she really believe there's something here? Does she really believe all of this? And she really does believe it. You know, she talks about something about what, when you're pregnant, as a pregnant woman, you know if you step over one cord or electric wire because the navel string are gonna wrap up around the baby neck. And then she says something else. We're not supposed to do. Me can't remember about how the baby are gonna come out, can't say I kind of sit and she attack. What I find a bit cringe is the highly sexualized content. That part, me not take too kindly to listening to that because to me that's very private. Um, but it's kind of slapstick. I think it's a way for them to make some extra money and be independent. This is Jamaica and everything is a joke. Facts, yes, 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 yes. And that is the truth. You didn't get a notification, Osh. It is a way for them to make some extra money for true. And it's not easy in Jamaica. When you have got these issues, for you to be gainfully employed in a way that pays you and covers your bills and makes you live comfortably and gives you choice and access. So if the social media has given them that empowerment and it's being managed by somebody who have the brain to do it and to make sure that it is used appropriately, then really and truly, me can't bash that. Me cannot bash that. I would have to see some blatant evidence of something going wrong and it not being addressed for me to have anything else negative to say. I have wondered in the past because I did not like when Shawn was talking about his STD issues and it was being recorded on live. To me, that crossed the line. And I thought that Mrs. Ellis should have been sensitive to not put that on there because that is somebody's health status. That breaches confidentiality. And really it's embarrassing and can cause taboo where they're concerned. Those kind of things to me should not be discussed on live. And that part I took offense to. Anything else, if them want to talk about them bedroom activities, who can stand up and who can stand up and all this. I'm not really business about that. But I think even then they need to be trained and made to certain things can be discussed in the public, and then it's about shutting off that camera when they get there. You understand? No one using them. She's helping them, period. I lived in the UK and it is totally different in Jamaica. Jamaica government don't care about these kind of people, whether they get help or not. 100%. And that is the truth. She's always helping them. Yes, sometimes she gets frustrated. I agree. Certain things they need to keep out of the public. Yeah, certain things just keep it out of the public. We don't need to hear all of there's something there. You understand? But other than that, listen, I know for a fact that me not have the patience nor the interest to work with people like Karen and Shawn. They would have frustrate the life out of me. And by the time you look me throw up my hand and give up. If she have the patience and the endurance to deal with them, God bless Mrs. Ellis. Me can't do it. You understand? Me cannot do it. I don't have the capacity to even go there. Jamaica does not. The kind of social services that are available does not have. No, they don't. And so it has to be worked within the circumstance and the context that it is. And yes, a lot of the criticism that she's receiving are based on first world views of how things run. It no run so. It no run so at all, at all, at all. Me there Jamaica, me see man with no hand, with stumps as hands, one foot cut off, sit down in a wheelchair, and with the and with no, him had one hand and one hand and one foot on one side, and the other hand and foot cut off, and in there at the traffic light. The traffic lights are between Hope Road there so and King's House there so, and him a beg, and him just a go up and down with the one hand and foot, and him a beg and so we stop and we give him some money and ask him if him not get no help. No help not there in Jamaica for you not get no help, and he say he not get nothing him not get. Me say you reach out to your MP, you have anybody around you, have any family around you. He say he have family, but the family them they are country him they are town. The few people in them area help him a man in time and stuff to get ready so him can go beg. So like one and two person will come check pan him and so. Um Occasionally him eat. If him bring in money, then them get for go buy him food, them cook, them eat out of it, and then give him for eat. Them eat out of it and then give him whatever left for eat. As so them operate. So when him bring home the money, when beg, him take the money and give it to somebody who is capable. Them then take the money, buy food enough for feed them house and him, and he get out of it. As so the man live, and that in itself is liberty. But I suppose when you think about it, they're cooking for him, so him don't have to cook. So and him say him buy then the gas. Can me ask them, I said them I use for them gas, and him say no, him have to buy the gas out time money. And when he run out, he have to tap you up. You understand? And this is how he lives. And there is no assistance from the government. Him says if he is to go and get help, him have to go to certain venues when they're far from him. So even transport to get there is a challenge. And where him stay in a one ghetto just behind Barbican Drive there so. And they say stay. So it's easy for him to wheel out and come couple miles outwards to come beg. But I'm telling you, Jamaica is a rough place. When you have certain challenges, nobody no look upon you. Nobody no give you nothing. You understand? You still have to out there hustle and you still have to out there beg. Right? I am a bit concerned about Karen's appetite. She almost sound as though she have some kind of addiction to certain things. Me not gonna say it out and know what I mean. that suggests that she needs ongoing counseling. But like I said, there are also adults and certain things, it really is up to their choice. Because even here in a big foreign, you can't take somebody who you can clearly see have mental health or mental developmental needs and force them to do treatments as adults. They have to say yes. And if them not say, cannot proceed, because it's not like you can just go and say, oh, this person is in need of help, section them and get no, you can't do that. Nobody would know about Shawn and Karen if it wasn't for that lady. She helped them over 6 years now. So why now all the criticism? Me no know. That's how a lot of disabled people survive, for true, right? You can't force treatment on adults. They have to be willing to take it, willing to sustain it, willing to keep going. And if they do not wish to do it, there is nothing else that can be done. So you can't just say, okay, well, no, willing for God do no counseling or no whatever. So me I go just throw my hand up in the air, get no money, because that's a way of forcing and coercing, and that's you working against their free will. So if they refuse to do that, but yet you can find a way for them to eat, for them to live, and this is what it takes because they enjoy doing it. They enjoy the interaction. Because from what I could see, most of the lives and stuff that I saw on that page, it was mostly Karen. Because obviously Shawn at work now. So she's on a lot and she interact and she chat and she do her sitting them. You understand? Miss here a lot dancing a one. And this is how she entertains herself. This is how she keeps herself mentally in touch with other people. Um, and then I was listening to the people on the panel and the things that they were saying to her. And one thing they said was that their presence helps with their own mental health. That Karen and Shawn coming on and doing them little something them and making them laugh is one of the few moments of joy that they have on social media. Same in the US. Yes, right? It's one of their few moments of joy they have on social media, which is wonderful that they are helping them to do that. And obviously, if it gets to the point where neither Karen nor Shawn wants to go online, then Mrs. Ellis ought to and must respect that because it is their will. Right? Okay. That is all I'm going to say about that. Now, have you guys been following the TD McNutt story? Pastor TD McNutt, have you been following it? Because it was one of my graduates who sent me the initial thing when it came on social media. And I was absolutely shocked when I saw what was going on. So, for those of you who don't know the story, what Patton just said, I used to work with people like Karen. They tend to be very free spirited. Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know the story, there is this pastor. He is a Black American pastor. And he has been accused of diddling his adopted, and I put son in quotes because it wasn't a legal adoption.